house because Ricky Schroeder lived down the street.
Oh, wow.
And so we got a bunch of like shaving cream and toilet paper, and just throw it up in the trees hanging down.
Wow. Well, I hope that was a long time ago and you're not doing that anymore.
It was a long time ago. As a matter of fact, I think I remember watching Revenge of the Nerds. It was way back in those days.
Well, you know who's in that movie?
Grunberg.
Yes.
It was in that movie.
Yes, Brad Grunberg is in Revenge of the Nerds, so that's amazing.
Yeah, because we used to watch movies over at their place, and I specifically remember that movie.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, Steve, I am going to take the next caller, but it was great talking to you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
As always.
All right. Hope you retouch with your friend.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, it's so crazy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just here catching up with everybody on tonight's episode of Life Lessons. And it's just been really fun being able to talk to people on a nightly basis. I just wanted to come on here and say hello and also wave with my face on my Twitch channel. What's up to my Twitch viewers? I got some comments saying, why haven't you been on all these other platforms? And I've been keeping up with Life Lessons, which is good, but it's really my main job is an actor. I am an actor, and that is what I do to make money. And then all this social media stuff is just steady income that I like to do and make friends online. And the thing about social media is that you have to continue to make videos, otherwise it stops working. The algorithms change, life happens, and it doesn't work as well. So I just wanted to come on here and say hi. Thank you for subbing to me on different platforms. We were reading, and it's almost bedtime here, The Real Age Makeover yesterday. So I want to do a little bit more of reading with you guys. And we were talking about what ages people the most, and that is your heart. So I just wanted to come on here and just talk about heart health a little bit, because I think that is really important that we all keep in touch with our doctors and make sure that we are okay. Also that we're eating okay and that we're not going overboard. Foods that make you healthier. Access your foods and meals in terms of how they could be healthier by additions, subtractions, or substitutions. Isn't that interesting? All right. Take a 30-minute walk every day with a friend. Now, guys, I am not a doctor. I am just reading tips here on how to better yourselves, better your life, and hopefully inspire somebody out there to take better care of yourself. Be a smart shopper. Plan meals and learn to cook. I think this is an important one, and we were talking before about Uber Eats and going out to eat. I think it's so important money-wise as well as health-wise to do your own cooking, because when you're at a restaurant or you're somewhere, you don't know what somebody's doing to your food or putting in your food. And I mean, of course, they're not going to do anything badly to your food, but you never know. And the cleanest way to eat is to learn how to cook yourself and make and prepare your own food. Substituting certain olive oils or coconut oil instead of vegetable oil also is good. Knowing those things that are healthier is good. Another thing, diversify your diet. So don't eat too much of the same thing all the time. Keep a steady weight. It's not healthy to go on these binging diets and then gain and go up and down, and that's something I have to remember, because I'm always either gaining a lot of weight or losing a bunch of weight. It's a lot. Read labels for whole grain content. Look at the first 6 items on the label. So the first items on the label are going to be, when they list them, the most of what's in there. So if you ever get food and you see like water as the first thing, you know it's not a lot. Or a lot of juice. I don't know if you guys probably know this. When you look at juice and you see how many like how much percentage of juice is in drinks, it's just sad. It's just scary. Okay, the first item that names grain should say whole wheats, oats, unprocessed, brown rice, or corn. Choose products that have more whole grain than processed grain. Yes, because processed food, guys, has chemicals in it. You want to get unprocessed food. Read the labels for serving side items. At every meal, eat some healthy fat first. I think too. This is something I learned from lots of lots of health classes. Is think about how you're eating in the order. Like, don't eat like a steak and then eat a salad, because you have to think about how you're going to digest things, and you have to think of like the order of digesting things. They say a lot of the times that certain people have bad breath because of how they eat their food. It's a very interesting topic. Make every calorie you eat delicious and nutrient rich. Eat breakfast. I am a big, I have to have breakfast every day. I don't know about you guys. Let me look and see if anyone else wants to call in right now. We got a lot of people on here. Wow, so many people on here. And I'm gonna, Clint Adams is here. Let me see if Clint can come on and talk about healthy eating. Let's see if he can come on. Oh, Clint has joined. Hello, Clint.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going pretty well. How'd your auditions go recently?
Good. It takes so long to work on a character.
Not bad.
So I'm reading about healthy eating. Do you know anything about healthy eating?
Not any more than anyone else, I don't think. I think I've been around long enough to kind of know what's not good for me, I suppose. But yeah, I think for me, I'm a bit like you. I've tried lots of things over the years, and I found that, I guess, sticking to a nice, easy balance, have the cake, have the stuff, but don't go too crazy on any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's always been the key for me. I'm not at my best weight, but I'm not too far away, so I kind of keep that happy balance. And I think, you got to live your life too, right? Like, we tried this, what do you call it, some vegan kind of thing, my wife and I, and it lasted about 3 days. It was terrible. We hated the food, we hated the taste, we hated everything about it, so we just went, you know what, that's causing me more grief. So now we went back to not eating everything we want, but just eating in moderation, I think, is important, and go out and do things. And it's that balance. I think if you stress too much about eating, you're just going to get worse. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
So why is that? I feel like the more you think about things, the more they come true. Does that have to do with the blue brain?
It does a little bit. I think whenever you, like, people that, I get athletes and stuff I've got friends who are elite athletes, and they measure everything, and I kind of get input, output, and, they're striving for a goal, obviously, in terms of their performance. But I think for the average person, when you do worry about it, like for me, when people worry about body image and stuff, and they're deliberately dieting because they're, I guess, in their own heads, they're thinking that people aren't going to accept them for their size and that kind of stuff. Then it becomes more of a problem in their heads than a health problem. You can be a fit person, as in fitness, and not be unhealthy, and not necessarily be, a small size. And people need to kind of understand that. And we all have different body shapes and sizes. And I think, if you can get that happy balance where you're fit, but you're also comfortable in your own skin, then things just become a bit easier. There's lots of athletes out there that people will make comments from the outside and say that person's overweight or that person doesn't look fit, and that might not be the case, right? And so I think if you can get to that happy balance where you're enjoying yourself, you can still go out rather than watching other people eat burgers and have drinks and stuff, and you hating your life. That's not healthy either. So yeah.
So you sent me a post the other day about blue ways, 9 tips to activate your blue brain.
Yeah.
So socializing with others, how does that? Let's just go through it. I have 10 more minutes on here, and I was like, oh, I could take advantage of this, and we can understand it. Is that okay, or?
Yeah, of course. No. So socializing. The thing about we're not talking about blue brain. It's actually the prefrontal cortex of our brain. It's if you look at higher order animals like ourselves and whales and dolphins and mammals, it's the social part of it. That's why socializing is a blue brain experience for us. When we're around people and we've got good connections with other people, it's a blue brain experience. It's one of the most blue brain experiences we can have. Like if you're in a loving relationship and got great family and support around you, life becomes a lot easier, right? And so that's a key part of wanting to go. The thing about that though is that when people have been hurt by people, they're obviously a little bit gun shy. And so we talk about trauma and stuff as a child. That can hurt that.
Clint? Do you guys
hear?
Can
you hear me?
Now I hear you. You went out for a second.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. What did you last hear?
When childhood trauma.
Yeah, and so that's where people have had childhood trauma. That's where their socializing skills can actually be a little bit not as functional as it should be. So they don't, because they've been hurt by someone, they don't trust the caregiver, they don't trust other people, and then they choose not to have relationships, and that can then cause problems later on because you're not, you don't have a circle of friends, you don't tend to go out, you don't socialize, and all those things add up to not being good for you.
Mm-hmm. What about regulate rest and consistent sleep?
Yeah, I think I was listening to your one with Brad the other day with Dr. I can't remember his name now, but he was saying a bit of those things exactly right. Like he has a routine for going to sleep, and being able to go to sleep easily is the key part of it. If your mind's really focused on a lot of other things, it's hard to rest, and then your unconscious brain will just pop things in. People have nightmares, so they have restless sleep. So kind of understanding that whole process is important. And if you do have a ritual, and there's lots of people have different rituals. I know he was talking about having a cold shower, which sounds like it would wake me up. But, if that works for him, there's lots of things to think about. But sleep's when we actually start to repair the body. And if you're in a red brain state, your body doesn't repair as easily as it should. It doesn't rest as well as it should. And if you don't have that deep REM sleep, then things can, especially long term, like if you miss a night or so, but you get irritable, you go into red brain a lot easier when you're tired and not enjoying it. So yeah, sleep's a massive one.
What about exercising and moving?
Exercising and moving. The thing about when people talk about mental health and physical health, it's like they think that they're separated. They're not really separated. They're so intertwined. Our bodies are obviously, carrying our brains around. And, when people feel healthier, are doing exercise, their body image is better, they're getting good endorphins going through the body, all that adds to your mental health as well. And it works both ways, right? Like if you're feeling fit, you want to then decide to do more, you'll go out more. So all those other things add up together if you're doing those things. People that exercise and enjoying their exercise and feeling good about being outdoors. When I say exercise, it's just doing anything physical, going outside and walking or taking a hike or going for a swim or going for a surf or skateboarding or whatever it is that gets you, you can, it's like a dual purpose part of getting blue brain experiences for you.
That's awesome. Now, so let's talk a little bit about the subconscious. So what is the subconscious then?
So our subconscious, the way the brain works when we're learning stuff is obviously we've got a conscious thoughts and unconscious thoughts. Our subconscious is a bit more related to the body. So it doesn't actually give you verbal conversations and stuff like that. It gives you feelings. So that's why when you get that gut feeling, it's your unconscious has picked something up and say, hey, you better take notice here. Like if you meet someone for the first time and they've just come across a bit creepy or whatever, your unconscious has picked up something that's telling you something, and you go, oh, there's something wrong about this guy. I don't know what it is. But the unconscious gives you feelings, and unfortunately, when we get stuck in that true red brain stuff, your body is giving you a feeling that everything's dangerous all the time, and so that can really hold people back. And when you understand that's the process that's going on, it's like going, I'm here. It's like the the fire alarm that just keeps going off. After a while, you kind of just go, well, I don't know if there's going to be a fire, right? So it's the same kind of principle in the sense that your unconscious can really hijack how you feel. If you don't feel safe, then it'll constantly go off, and it can really be detrimental to you because you just don't know when you're feeling safe and don't know when you actually are safe.
So what can we do about that? How can we, I guess, reprogram can we reprogram our subconscious?
Yes, you can. And the funny thing is, this is where the physical part becomes really important. There's a really good book called The Body Keeps Score where the author, he's a clinician. So there's a motorbike there.
I was like, what is that? That sounds scary.
Yeah, I'm just gone past it. It's all good. So he talks about how the body kind of stores up this experiences, and so the way to change that is to work on your brain and your body at the same time. Like one of the people's therapy was because they didn't feel safe, and the way they could kind of build on wanting to feel safe was to look after a horse. And this particular person, for example, said that worked for her because the horse started to trust her, she started to trust the horse. It was an experience, it was a physical experience as well as a mental experience, and she could kind of build those things. There's a lot of ways you can do that, obviously, if that's the issue that the person has. But the first part is recognizing that there's that pattern that you've got, and then kind of putting things in place and talking to the right people to change those things. And there's a lot of ways of something physical, especially with relationships. It's hard to, people aren't going to necessarily go and put themselves in a position where they're just hating talking to other people, and so they avoid those situations, and then they can't fix it. It's kind of like, desensitizing yourself to a phobia. If you're scared of spiders, for example, they put a spider near you, and then it gets closer, or you look at pictures of a spider first to try to get you used to it. It's the same kind of process. As you get better at it, as you experience it more, you're more likely to kind of get used to it and do things in that space. So yeah, that's kind of the best way I can put it.
That's awesome. Now another blue brain tip. We're about to wrap. We're going to wrap this up in less than 5 minutes. But I have you here, so.
Yeah, sure.
Mindfulness and meditation. What is that? How is that? What does that do?
So mindfulness, what people don't realize is we've got different brain waves, and the frequencies of brain waves are basically from alpha all the way to delta, and essentially as we kind of when we at high alert, we're in a certain zone, and then as we get to sleep, it really slows down, and mindfulness allows you to do that when you're not asleep. You can kind of calm your brain waves and really reduce that frequency, and it just expands using more of not just blue brain but your whole brain. Like one of the great when they hook people up nowadays, they can obviously see the activity in our brains, and it's certainly worked out that mindfulness can make those things happen for you, and it's gotten a lot better. Like in the past, the Buddhist monks doing it for years and years and years of practice, but now they've been able to get that down to like 15-minute meditations, which is pretty cool, and that kind of stuff. So it's definitely, like, if you want to read a really good book on it, there's one called Bliss Brain by Dawson Church. Really awesome book. Really goes into a lot more neuroscience, not just about mindfulness, but explaining why it's so effective for us, and using that, and at least trying to use it is a good start for people that want to calm themselves down.
Awesome. I do transcendental meditation, so definitely love meditating when I have time. Sometimes I don't have time, and I feel guilty, but I shouldn't.
I know.
What about gratitude and journaling? What does gratitude and journaling do?
So gratitude and journaling, when I used to work with clients and actually talk to them about trying to get out of PTSD and stuff, one of the things I get them to do is to reflect. And reflection, when you think of blue brain, that prefrontal cortex, when you're reflecting, you're analysing. And so journal stuff is you thinking about gratitude's another one where you're reflecting. Sorry, my motorbike's back. where you're reflecting on whatever's happened. And so when we think of reflection, that's a blue brain experience. When you're thinking back, you think about what you've done better. Journaling is the same. So you're actually looking back there. Okay, what was good today? What have I got something to be thankful about? When you put yourself in that space, you're asking really positive questions of your brain, and that puts you in that blue brain space. And that's why I love using that as my first technique for anyone that wants to change anything. If you want to if you want to kind of analyze what your thoughts are doing and what's popping in your head, do a thoughts journal and just see what comes out over the week. And then part of that gives you some insight around what things you can change and what things you might want to change.
What about pets and animals? Or wait, actually, if you're putting in your journal things that you don't want to change, is that positive? Is that negative? Like, why, is it okay to talk about things that you don't want in your life?
Yeah, I think it's important to put the things that you don't want down so that you can then focus on the things that will change that. When you go to certain auditions, you're focusing on, oh crap, I don't want to stuff this up. That's what you're focusing on, and it takes you to a red brain space. Instead of going, okay, I don't want that to happen, so this is what I need to do. And then you're focusing on what you need to do. That's the blue brain experience. It's a slight shift. I know it's a slight shift, but it's an important shift that needs to happen.
How do you make that shift? You're making it sound so easy.
Well, this is where the unconscious and the conscious are so important. So blue brain is actually your conscious thoughts. The unconscious isn't always red, but it can be. So it's important to understand. This is why the best person I ever heard describe this process is a guy called Joe Dispenza, who wrote a book called You Are the Placebo. And basically, he likens your unconscious brain to being a wild horse that if your conscious brain doesn't take the reins, it'll just take you wherever it wants to go. Now, if it wants to go somewhere that's dark and not good for you, that's where you'll end up. But if you choose with your blue brain, no, this isn't where I want to go. I need to go here. This is that focus power, right? You get better at it. When people get stuck in true red brain and get really stuck, they tend to stay there. That's the problem, right? And so they don't recognize that the conscious brain can actually think their way out of this. When I talk to people that have got themselves out of a really bad spot or they've been abused and they make a decision, when they make that decision, that's when the magic happens. But it's their decision to make. But this is where people don't understand it. You can make that decision anytime. I'm not saying it's going to be easy early on if you've had years and years of habit-forming negative thought patterns, but you can make that decision. There's been lots of people turn their lives around in a day, right? And we can do it. We don't necessarily have the tools, we don't know that we have the tools to do it. And that's part of, when I wrote Lighting the Blue Flame, that's a big part of that for me. It was about trying to break patterns and make people understand that they can do all this a lot more. Like, we hear heaps of stories of people coming out the other side after horrible, horrible things. And we should learn from those people. The ones I talk to that tell me this stuff, when they change that focus, that's when the magic happened for them.
Wow. Well, you make it sound really easy. I wish I could write a list down and tell my father. My father has a lot of my father gets very negative. So when those negative thoughts come into your head, you just try to change that. You're aware of them and then you change them to positive ones. What's the process?
Yeah, that's some of the technique, but it's also understanding where you're experiencing that feeling. Like if it's coming through your body and you feel, in your stomach that this is where it is. It's kind of like having a conversation with your silent friend, which is the unconscious friend. I give it a name. One of the guys I know calls he's Carlos, right? So let's say we're talking to Carlos, and you're saying to him, no, I'm hearing you. I know you're trying to give me a message. But you know what? This is taking me to a bad place. I want to focus over here. The more you tell it what you want to do, over time, Carlos, will move to where your conscious brain wants to go. But if your conscious brain isn't reining him in and isn't giving him direction, he'll just make his own directions, right? And when you're focusing on the negative stuff, amazingly, he thinks you want to think more about it, he'll give you more of that.
Wow.
Way more.
That's so true. That's so true. I feel like, do you like Abraham Hicks at all, or is this similar to that, or is this more scientific? What are your thoughts on that?
think it's a combination of a lot of things. Abraham Hicks, awesome. Joe Dispenza, awesome. You know, Dawson Church, all these. There's a lot of, you know, I'm standing on the shoulder of giants kind of thing, right? Where you go, there's all this great stuff out there, and people need to know about it. That's why in my book I reference a lot of these authors, because I'm saying, you know, go and find out this stuff. Go and read those books. Go and understand your own brain. Like when I run sessions with teams, I'm amazed. Like I would say 95% of the people that come out of my sessions go, I've never known that about my brain. I did not understand that prior to this, and now I'm going to go find out some more information about it. And that for me is such a key. We just don't teach this at school. You know, the only time I did any real psychology when I went to high school, and I'm a bit older, I'm 50 this year, and you know, was when I went to university to study it. And you know, how many people then study psychology? And then as I went through it, there's also a lot of stuff now that I've learned that I don't think the people that taught me psychology were all that brilliant, to be honest. I think a lot of it's not practical. It's a lot of theoretical stuff that I don't really, not say don't believe in. I think there's definitely a place for it, but I think we don't use it anywhere near as well as we could.
Wow. Wow. Well, I think that does make a lot of sense to me, and I'm definitely going to start trying that tip. Now I know there's a few more on here, and I have to wrap this up. What about, it says time in nature and time around pets and animals, time with family, and regular holidays and hobbies. Is there a...
Yeah. So the thing about the animals thing is when we're not focused on ourselves, so when I'm feeling bad, I tend to focus on myself. When I'm in red brain, I'm actually focusing on my own survival, right? It's sending me a fight or flight feeling. So when I don't focus on myself, I'm already putting myself in a blue brain space. Having an animal around you gives you oxytocin. Being around family, being around little children playing and doing all that stuff, it automatically gives you that feeling of that stuff. And having holidays, as you said before, you know, you eat out most when you're having on a holiday, but that's because, you know, you're feeling, hey, I want to do something cool, I want to go somewhere different, and all those things just add to, well, one, you're socialising, two, you also, like, I walk my daughter's bulldog this morning, and you know, it was so cool just watching people's faces light up, just seeing a big mushy face, right? And so, you know, people can be all grumpy one minute, they see a dog, and amazingly they start smiling and they feel better about themselves, and that's part of it, right? Like if people are feeling in that space, go and get a pet or go and volunteer and do something. The moment people go and do those things, they're not thinking about themselves. They go, wow, this person's in worse shape than I am, or, you know, this kind of stuff. And so, again, they're blue brain experiences, and you're socialising, you're getting out, you know, rather than just sitting at home and worrying about all the stuff that's not going well for you, or, you know, life sucks kind of stuff. And look, we're all going to have hits in our lives. This is about being human, right? But it's understanding that it doesn't have to always be long-term things, you know. Things are going to happen. Can I turn it around? And look, there's some things that you can never really, you know, like a death in a family, for example, is a tough one, right? Because you can't ever fill that hole. You can't ever replace that. So it's about using the memories and the good times and kind of leveraging off that stuff. That's such a key part of being human, and understanding that, you know, we're all going to kind of go one day and kind of, you know, do the best we can in the short time that we're all here.
Oh. Yeah. Well, this was amazing. Thank you, Clint, for coming on. Do you want to just... Yeah, tell everybody where they can find your book.
You can just hop online, Lighting the Blue Flame by Clint Adams. Amazon have it, so that's a nice, easy one. But, yeah, it pretty much just Google it, and it should show a few different options.
Well, thanks so much, Clint. I hope to talk to you again soon. Yes, thank you so much. All right, bye. Yes.
Bye.
All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up and do my nightly Facebook stream. For those watching, I am doing the Facebook audio show that we normally do, life lessons. We just had Clint on, who is an amazing therapist and wrote an amazing book that I have. And I think we all get in our own head often. Sometimes I get in my head a lot. So and as I get off the phone with him, I'm like, oh, I should have asked him about that. Why didn't I ask him about that? So I will ask him more questions. Hopefully he'll come on again soon. I just want to shout out all the star senders. Steve Brown, who was also on at the beginning of the stream, we talked about jobs. We talked about what are some good side jobs and side hustles. Thank you so much, Steve, for helping me lead that conversation. Special shout out to Pio Ming Mang and Daniel Piran. Daniel, you rock. Thank you so much, Daniel, who is also watching us via the YouTube stream. Thank you so much for donating stars. I really do appreciate you guys, and it is so fun and nice to spend my night with you, and I get to learn stuff. I love learning stuff from everybody. I feel like everybody has something to teach us. So thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. All right, guys, I love you. All right, everybody, we're still here. We are still here. I am going to jump on Facebook right now. Steve Calderon just asked, is it raining where you are? It is raining. It is pouring. It's raining. Oh, actually, I have to text Brad back. Oh, my goodness. So sorry. Sending prayers. Had Clint on, but felt you were so sorry. Sending prayers. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do Facebook. Braves win. Nice. Very nice. All right, guys. We are here on Facebook right now. Hello, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. Just on here right now. We just did our nightly show, Life Lessons, and now we're here talking to you guys, hanging out, looking at my dog who's sleeping peacefully in front of me. He looks so cute. He is such a cutie pie. I love him so much. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Oh, Tamong said, special good moments. It's nice to remember. Happy life. Thank you. Yes, is it raining by you? Lots of messages on my Twitch page. We're just here hanging out, thinking about life, thinking about the lessons, and thinking about Clint's tips from the last video. We were getting life lesson tips, and it was awesome. James said, what's happening? Well, I'm just sitting here talking to you guys, thinking about life, thinking about cleaning my room, but don't feel like moving and cleaning the room. I had a long few days of auditioning. It has been a marathon of auditions that I've just been doing. So just excited that I finally finished them, excited to watch some TV, excited to finish uploading my videos with you all. We got a request for somebody who wants to jump on. Let's see if Daniel can come on. He donated stars, the last thing. I appreciate you guys sending the stars. I really appreciate you. Let's see if this works. And I'm here right now talking to you all. And thank you guys for supporting my content. I appreciate you all. Just sitting here listening to my dog snore. So if you hear snoring, somebody said hey to George at the same time. So I guess it's because they hear it. Oh, somebody said he declined it. Home from work. Yeah, I guess I'm home from work right now. Home on the range. Where they hear something in the buffalo, something. How are you? You know, every day in every way I try to get better and better. Hello from Australia. I really want to go to Australia. I've never been. I definitely want to go. We got an anniversary follower. Actually, any Australians, my good, and people from Spain, my good friends just launched their web series Cancelled, their second season. Check it out. I'm so happy for them. They also had a baby all during the pandemic. So last year, what happened is that they had to cancel their wedding because of what's going on. They flew to Spain. All their friends and families flew there, and then everything kind of shut down. So they canceled it. Thank you, John, so much. Thank you, John, for the stars. I appreciate you. Oh, it's raining in Ohio. So So yeah. Oh, happy birthday to your sister, Twitcher Corey. Thank you, thank you. Happy birthday. You should live every day like it is your birthday. And hello, hope you're having an enjoyable night. So what happened is they canceled their wedding, and then they had to cancel their wedding again because things got shut down again, and then they got pregnant. So I don't know if they actually ever got married. So now they're doing the second series, and the funny part was that my friend's mother got stuck in Spain, who doesn't speak any Spanish. She's Australian. So it was really funny. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Gary Earl. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. Guys, Facebook is giving everyone free stars, 200 free stars. So if you have a Facebook account, they're promoting stars. Click the star button, oh, Cameron, thank you, Cameron. Send me stars, I appreciate it. Al Soto, I know you have stars. Send me your stars. Press the star button. Facebook gives free stars. Give them to me. Thank you. How are you? Oh, George. Thank you, George. You have a good name for the 100 stars. Wow, this is great. I'm getting lots of stars tonight. Stars shining bright above me. I should have Al come on and sing for us. He's a good singer. He's Filipino. That's why. Raining cats and dogs. Oh, it's raining in Maryland. Clint was good. Still trying to figure out the blue brain to the red. I think the red brain is subconscious brain, or things that, maybe negative parts. I don't know. Maybe he'll come on and explain. Oh, thank you, Jason Law. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much, Jason. Guys, click on the stars. See if you have access to them. Oh, thank you, Mike Miller. Thank you. And send, please. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate you. We're almost at 1,000 stars tonight. That's amazing. Stars shining right above you. Da-na-na-na-na, whisper, I love you. Da-na-na-na-na, sycamore tree. Dream a little dream. Why did I... Oh, because the stars. I'm like, why did that come in my head? I don't know why. A shining star for sure. Yes, guys. So I have just been taping auditions for the last 3 days, what it feels like. It's like been a marathon. Becoming different characters and making auditions. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun, but it's just, I hope I book some of these. Al, how are you? I'm supposed to talk to Elena. I have to give her a call. I've just been so busy. I hope I can go to the Web Fest. I am on hold. My life is one big hold. I'm supposed to go to Kansas to reshoot that other movie that I did in March. And he conveniently wanted me to go there on the 5th, but they haven't booked me a ticket yet. And I'm like, it's getting kind of close to the 5th. Like, are you sure you don't want to wait a little bit so it's cheaper flight? so I can go to the Web Fest. Oh, be positive, Alfredo. That's a red brain. Oh, anyway. So I'm just sitting here. Oh, I need a card number. What kind of card number? Oh, Glenn, if you already sent cards, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're just sitting here, me, George. Lauren, I love you very much more than myself. Oh my goodness, that's not very healthy. You should love yourself more than anything. What's up, Cool Killer? Somebody said, send me a Nintendo Switch. I don't even have a Nintendo Switch. That's great. More auditions is fantastic, but must be tiring. Yes, it is. It is very, very tiring because it's a lot of work. Oh, Mike says, I'm in Virginia, not MD. Oh, gotcha. I always like, Virginia's really close to Maryland, but I get it. It's far. Oh my God, this isn't a rerun. You're actually live. I am live. And guys, if you have an Amazon Prime account, which most people do me a favor. Go to twitch.com/IWantMyLauren and give me your free sub, because that will help me pay my bills. I am trying to figure out how to pay for my house. So I'm trying to bring in extra money each month. So I'm on Twitch. I'm getting stars. And I want to get new floors, but I'm putting money away to pay my mortgage every month. Lauren Francesca, I really love your live videos. You are amazing and special. Thank you. Thank you. What is that number you're writing, Steve? I don't understand. Oh my goodness. So Corey said he talked to his sister, who you haven't talked to in 10 years. Guys, hold your friends close and your family members. You never know You never know what may happen. You never know. Life is crazy. Chuck said, you have a good night. Why, thank you. Whoa, you have a fan in with you. Some of them seem bizarre. Life is bizarre. Life is crazy. She made 18th on 21st. Can you whistle? Not very good. I love you. I want to see your pool. Me too. I want to see my pool too, but I am in New Jersey and it is freezing here. I mean below freezing. I looked at the lake today and I thought about swimming and I thought, oh, hi, Sal. How are you? Are you okay? How is your health? Send me a text. I'm curious. I'm curious. James said, rent your house out. I do. I do. I have, you're sad about your sister? Why are you sad that your sister has a boyfriend? Okay, are you a protective brother? So my good friend Carlos is there. Oh, it's a song. 8675309. Oh, Jenny, that one. Okay. I saw that. I'm like, what numbers are you posting? And then I read it when he said it was a song. I'm like, oh, that's a song. Yeah, I forget what I was saying. Oh, somebody said rent your house out. I do rent it, but then I have one of my friends staying there who should be paying more rent, and he's not. So we'll see. He keeps telling me every time I ask him for more money, he's like, I don't make a lot of money. So lying. He's like, I'm editing a big TV show. And he's like, wait, I forget. I can't tell you that because then you're going to raise the rent. Oh, so Twitch said I'm very protective over her. Yep, it's easy to be protective over siblings. So yeah, Lauren, indeed, we're just here, sitting, talking to strangers. Thank you guys. Hello, Lauren. How is your night going? You know, I'm sitting here. You know, but life is what you make of it. You rent it out. I thought you were going to say life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah, no. Having a house is expensive, and being an actor is expensive because you never know when you're going to book a job. Oh, good. In South, it's SOBE. Is that South Beach? Wait, where did he go? With the fam for Halloween. Oh, wait, what's SOBE? Awesome. I love the pictures of you and your fam. It's very sweet online. They're very nice. Sal is one of my friends, guys. You should follow him. He does amazing stuff online. I don't know if this is his public page or not, though. So maybe like have him comment if so a bunch of people don't like follow a wrong page. But he's really cool. Please stay healthy and well. I try. Charge his girlfriend. Glenn said charge his girlfriend. I don't know if he would he would get really angry at me if I charged his girlfriend. He was like, if you bring my PlayStation, Lauren, I'll pay for the maid. What? He wants me to like ship him his PlayStation. These are the conversations I have with my friend. Not like, can you check my mail? Can you make sure like the doors are locked? Like, can you send me my PlayStation? Life. Oh, life is like a box of chocolates. So true. I will just pay for the cause. Just put your necklace away. You don't like my necklace? It's so pretty. Aren't most siblings overprotective? Oh, yes. I think most siblings are overprotective because we want to like protect and care about our family. Yes. Oh, South Beach. Awesome. I wish I was in South Beach. I might come. I might go to South Beach soon. How do you get free stars? So I think Facebook gave 200 stars to each person. So if you look, you might have 200 free stars. What was I going to say? Somebody said, get another roommate. I have one, so, but in order to pay all I should rent 2 of the other rooms out. So I'm trying to figure out that if I want to, or maybe just rent one of the rooms out. It's fine. I need to find somebody that's going to be normal. That's all, because I had someone there that was awful. So I have to make sure there's a normal person. His new bed will be the inflatable flamingo. It was, you know what, like there's just like really provocative pictures of his like girlfriend on my unicorn float that I am not happy about. Just not happy about, guys. One of my friends was asking me about it and was like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, but it's my pool. It's my pool. So Life is like a box of chocolates, and sometimes you just want chocolate with nuts. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I don't know about you, but I know, like, my parents would get, I like your hair. Thank you. My parents would get Russell Stovers from their students all the time, and I would just, like be breaking them apart. Like, no, I'm putting them back. Like, that's, like, if you could think about, like, my life, that's me, like, just, like, trying to, like, squeeze open the Russell Stovers to see, like, what's in it. like, no, I don't want this one. Putting it back. My dad got so angry at me, he, like, yelled at me one day. He's like, you destroyed all of the chocolate. No one can eat it now. And I'm like, well, I don't like the one with the strawberry in it. And he's like, they all have, like, weird things. Oh, Steve said, I had 200 free ones. I blew them all. Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, all right, guys. This has been fun. I've had a brilliant time on here. Thank you guys. I've been excited. If there's any games you want me to play, let me know. I'm just sitting here talking about life. I was talking about some chocolate, and now I'm like, yeah. Ow, what's provocative? I don't understand. I have no idea what that person said. I have to call Elena. I think it's too late to call her now. I was supposed to text my other friend too. Drop in unannounced next time you go home. Oh, you're probably talking about my float. Yeah. Al, you should move to LA. You want to rent one of my bedrooms? I think Al would be great in my house. He's very clean. He would be amazing. He could cook. Al, why don't you move to LA? I actually know him. So yeah. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Clara. You're so sweet. You are so sweet. Sometimes I don't feel like that. Right now I feel really bloated because I have gained some weight. But thank you. Very nice. I've been trying to really take care and focus on my hair. So I've been taking a lot of supplements, brushing it like crazy, and just trying to really take care of it because that's important. And then also putting makeup on. Sometimes I don't wear makeup. My mom gets mad at me. She's like, you should wear makeup every day. So I'm like, okay. Especially when I don't normally wear makeup, guys. The reason I have this face on is because I had an audition. So when you have an audition, you're competing against like thousands of people. I feel like for my Facebook, I like love you guys. I'm like, you guys will Rhett Williams, you're still young though. What does that mean? So I feel like I feel like I'm just like, okay. I'm like on live stream in front of like thousands of people. I'm like, whatever. But for an audition for casting director, I'm like, I have to look good. I have to book. I have to get work. So I need to do my nails. That's what I really need to do. I wanted to do them today. I spent like an hour just like brushing my hair today and doing like a, just a ritual of getting ready. Before my auditions, I try to have like a peaceful ritual to kind of get into a character. When is Appland season 2? Oh my goodness. I should do Appland season 2. That would be really fun. Appland, I did a show on my YouTube called Appland, and it was so much fun, guys. I would love to do it. Oh, somebody said, you're too pretty. No gain on weight. Well, I can't help it. Sometimes you just gain weight, guys. Sometimes you just want to eat brownies, and that's okay. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So many people are watching. They're saying I don't need makeup, which is sweet. Well, it's working. What is working? I'm just here with my dog, watching, talking to you guys. Love your smile. Why, thank you. Thank you, guys. Looking good. I feel like I should just like be brushing the knots out of this hair. I brush my hair often, but this is the best brush, and it's not the actual, like, so my mom showed me. She had a Mason Pearson brush, and it has boar bristles, because everyone always asks, like, how do you have such long hair? And I really take care of my hair. Oh, there is a Rhett Williams on here. Oh. So I couldn't afford the Mason Pearson one. That's like a $150 hairbrush, or I feel like, or pounds, 150 pounds. So it's like 200 and something dollar hairbrush. But I got this for $26 on Amazon, and it's a missile brush. Oh, Claire has a Chihuahua. I have a schnoodle who's in front of me. George, he's the cutest. I love him. But yeah, so every day I try to just take care of my hair. I have a silk pillow, although George is old. He's 14. He's been getting these moles, and he scratches at them, and he sleeps in bed with me, and there's blood all over my pillow now. I'm like, oh, I have to wash the pillow. I hope the blood comes out. All this stuff of life. And I'm bringing him to the doctor on Wednesday to look at them because I'm nervous about it. So I'm just nervous. When I get nervous, I play with my hair. I'm like, ugh, playing with my hair. Audition for the part of in the movie about what is that? I don't know what that is, Brian. I'm like scared to talk about it. I'm like, sometimes when I don't know about things, my father will be watching the live stream, and then I have to hear it for like an hour about how come you don't know about this. And he always says like, oh, you're a president of your honor society, but you didn't know this. You said this to your viewers. And it just makes me feel so silly. Anyway, guys, all right. I love you so much. Gonna wrap this up. So is this cookbook idea? Oh no, or it was a bad idea on my part. No, I have Ellis is helping me put together the cookbook, so that's really cool. I've just been taking a lot of photos for it, so working on that. But yeah, I just working on the cookbook still. It's a lot of work because now I have to edit it all together. I wish I could take more pictures with my mother, so maybe this week we'll make some more food and take pictures of it. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. I'm starving. I gotta go eat something. I'll see you all tomorrow. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Share this video. Make sure you follow. Subscribe to me everywhere. I Want My Lauren on Twitch. If you do have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free sub on Twitch, and that does really help me. So just go there. Subscribe to me. Somebody just wrote you talk nonstop. Yes, I do. And if you have any stars, yes. Okay. All right. I love you guys. You guys are helping Carlos pay cheaper rent if you help me. But yeah, no, I have to figure that out. Love your skin. Thank you, Claire. Oh my goodness, there's so many skin care tips. On the next video, we'll talk.